We are glad to welcome you to the studio. This is Good Morning, Anambra. Apologies for not being able to bring you the earlier promoted newspaper review. It's due to some unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. To bear with us. And we are here now to make it up to you with a topic that says expectations for 2019. Expectations for 2019. But before we really delve into that, I'm so excited to see the end of the month December and to see the end of the year 2018. How do you feel?
Oh, you can go on and on again and talk about it from January to December. And today happens to be the last day of the month of December and the last day in the year 2018. I mean, what else? What else can I say?
Thank
you, God. It's not been an easy ride, but all the same, we're here today. And whatever the case is, all glory to God.
Yes, we must give glory to whom it is due. And let me even ask our guest this morning, Comrade Kanayo, how does it feel, to see the end of 2018 in sound health? How do you feel?
Well, I think to God be the glory. It is everybody's expectation. Moreover, when we took up on the 1st of January to see the end, and some people didn't see it because of their sins, but that's where the Lord chose it. Because even as at yesterday, even as at 28th, former President Shagari couldn't make it. Our own mentor couldn't make it. The former chairman of APGA in the state. So these are the things, when you look back, you give glory to God.
All right, Sir Chris, how does it feel?
Well, it is glorious. After spending the year from January 1st, come to 31st December, it's always a good thing that you are making it to the next year. Just like my colleague said, a lot of people did not witness it. Just a few hours ago, Honorable Member representing Ibejuleke constituency died, Honorable Abayomi. He couldn't make it. And all these things are what, everybody wants to see the new year. Be part of the new glory, be part of the new dawn, be part of the new year. So
yes, and that's the much we expect come 2019. A lot of expectations. Some must have written down their expectations, and we know that elections are around the corner. So many people expect my candidate to be the winner. Some people expect this Mr. A or Mr. B to win, but we know that somebody must emerge a winner. And so much expectations. This is what we're here to really look into. Now, Professor Obidibo, let me begin with you. When we talk about expectations for 2019, a lot comes to mind. What do you think?
Yeah, you see, by tomorrow morning or by 12 midnight today, the whistle will be blown for the next 365, 366 days in a year. And just like we are human, most of the things that will happen has been predestined by the Supreme Being. On daily basis, it will be rolling out. And there will be witnesses of those events. Expectations, is in different dimensions. There are people who are in politics. They are looking forward in 48 days, 49 days, they'll be declared winner of one position or the other. Some people are looking forward to be promoted, having been in service for a while, and this is a new year. Some people are looking forward to graduate from school. And ASU is on strike. Then those are the things that people look forward to. And above all, the state has a lot to do for the people in a new year. I believe His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari will come up with a New Year message, which will be a roadmap for the year 2019.
Okay. All right, let me come to you, Sir Chris. Expectations of 2019. We're going to be talking about a whole lot, from the country, the economy, and what we're expecting generally. But to you, as an individual, what are your expectations for 2019?
Well, my expectations and our expectations.
And our expectations.
Nigerians' expectations
Yeah.
for 2019.
Okay.
Normally, we pray for good economy. We want things to be good. Just like we said, we have for 6 days now to decide who will lead this country for the next 4 years, and who will be in the various seats in the National Assembly. All those things are the components of the year, because 2019 is a very special year in this country. You know, at times there's somebody who told me, that this 2019 doesn't come. Because, you know, we started 2019, it's almost in 2015. People started counting 2019 because it's an election year in Nigeria. So our expectation that let things be good, let the economy be improved, let there be resolutions that will be met up. Because normally as individuals, every year, everybody will put down his New Year resolution. But you know, because of...
Which some may not even last 48 hours.
Before 2 days, 3 days, some people might say that they will no longer drink. Some will tell you that they will do this, they will do that. Before you know it, before January 4th, 5th, 6th, he or she might have forgotten his New Year's resolution. But what in our prayers will be advising Nigerians to keep our resolutions. If you make a resolution, there are some people today who may be in educational sector, they will tell you they want to go and finish up this. People in the political sector, they will tell you this time around, I won't be part of gangsterism. Some people who are in the market will tell you I will start a new trend of business. But at the end of the day, some people, because of infallibility of human nature, they may not meet up. We pray so that God will assist Nigerians to meet up to their resolutions of the new year.
But that will not stop us from proposing while God is proposing. That is the point. Because like one of our former leaders said, is good and posterity will forgive him for taking wrong decision. But will not forgive him for not taking no decision. So it's good to take a resolution for the new year.
Okay, now, when we talk about expectations, you know, sometimes some people are like, I'm expecting something from you.
Okay.
You know, and it's supposed to be a two-way thing.
Okay.
You know, taking Nigeria as a country, Nigerians expect so much from the government. And I don't know, how is this supposed to be? Government expecting things from the individual. I want us to do it. It's chain reaction here. Let's paint that picture.
Okay, now,
for greater understanding.
Like we are looking at the appropriation bill. We are looking at the budget. We are looking at the how it will affect all the sectors, and those sectors are government responsibility. If there's a job created, people will pay their taxes. So we expect from the government that they should be able to provide all the necessary, in political parlance, they say level playing ground. So they should be able to do that, and they provide infrastructure. Actually implement those projects, create an infrastructure that will be able to give that a value chain of expectation. Because, like you said, we are expecting from government. We need government to be able to provide those needful that will enhance giving back to the state what they expect from us. But the situation where a farmer in Ebenebe and there's no road for him to evacuate his produce to Oka to sell and make money, or probably the transportation is quite hard. So how does it go? It then means that the government has actually not done his own responsibility of providing the road infrastructure that will make it easier for him to transport the goods. to the urban area where he will make his money. So when you ask him to pay the tax, he will look at your rate. I remember in those good days when we used to pay rate. They said that the rate is for the local people and the tax is for like the civil servants. Mm-hmm. So, and these are avenues of where government makes money. And then we do expect that from the national level to the local level, like my friend was saying, that people always look at the appropriation bill on the national level. We don't look at the local level. That they should be able to, have their own budget that will reflect to the grassroots. You see, so but people don't talk about it, and we know that the last budget was 9.something trillion, and today is about 8.something trillion, which means what we expected this year is not what we are going to expect next year because of the shortfall in the budgetary provision now.
All right, that's a very big topic for another day. Please, in case you want to join this conversation, we have phone lines on your screen to call and make your own opinion count on your expectations for 2019. All right.
All right, yes, we really want you to, we want to hear your voice because it's a big one. We thank God for a long year, 2018, and we're
I think we have a caller already.
To 2019, okay, good.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Obinna Comfort People. I'm calling from Oka.
Obinna, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Obinna, what's your expectations?
In 2019, we have a lot of expectations. Even though 2018 may not be so wonderful, but we need to always believe positively.
Obinna, are you there?
Knowing fully well. Yeah, I'm there.
All right, go
Knowing
ahead.
fully well that whatever we believe and we wish ourselves, it will always come to pass.
All right, good. Obinna, can I...
believe positively, good, and then we expect greatness. God will definitely work it out for us.
Yes. Amen. Can I ask you a question, Obinna? Hello? Obinna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
All right. So we want you to be very specific. What are your expectations for yourself, 2019, and of course, for Nigeria as a country?
Personally, I expect to move forward from where I am today. I'm an entrepreneur, and it has not been easy, knowing fully well how the economy of the country is. But notwithstanding, I will re-strategize, believing that I will do better than I'm doing before.
Thank you very much.
Concerning the country, the present government we have at the head is not actually helping matters, because I don't know the type of policies that is executing in terms of the economy. But notwithstanding, we are believing that there will be a change. God will actually give us people that He will use to make this country better.
Thank you
so
very
when we are
much.
also going into election, we know we are going to come out great, and then things are going to change. We are tired of the way things are in Nigeria today.
Thank you, Obinna.
All right.
Thank you. That's a very great contribution.
Thanks
Thank you so much
Obinna.
for that.
All right. Before the call came in, Sir Chris, we're talking about people writing down lists and whatever for New Year resolutions time and time again. And you said something about in the next 3-4 days, they probably would have forgotten what they wrote down. What do you think is the cause of this? Because see, we know it's normal now. Today is the last day. We know church services everywhere, and we're going to go to church, and the pastors will tell us, okay, 2019, what's it going to be like? Like, say, I want to buy a car 2019, I want to build a house, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be a better person, I want to be very good to my wife, I don't want to beat her anymore, I want to travel to this country and a whole lot. What do you think is the cause? Why people write these beautiful resolutions down and don't follow through?
Well, do I say it is a two-way thing.
Okay.
Two-way thing in the sense that there are some things Mr. A will be expecting, and obligatory things will be expecting from the society. Let me say maybe somebody is a farmer, just like my colleague said. He'll be expecting to turn over. From the second day he goes to his farm, the expectations of things, maybe he brought out his produce, he could not move on. Psychologically, he has been affected. Then government in the sense are not actually doing their obligatory role to the society. Like somebody might decide, okay, this year I will go and further my studies. Now ASU is on strike. And the person will say, let me not to waste my time. I don't know how long since ASU the ASU strike still persists. Let me know if I can go to Lagos, do one or two businesses while I wait for the strike. He might get to that Lagos, seeing one or two businesses that are giving him one or two profits, coming back to that to further his studies is now a dream, not fulfilled.
Beautiful. You know why I asked this question? Why I asked the question before you continue is, if this is the case in Nigeria, why write down these resolutions? Because yes, I understand the fact that we have to. You said something about nature not forgiving you if you don't write a resolution and stuff. Because when you look at Nigeria, I'm not trying to, badmouth the country. It's my country, but we're not stable. So with your explanation, why do I even want to sit down and write when I probably know that a whole lot of hitches would block me from achieving these goals?
As a human being, we need to be progressive in nature. We need to be thinking ahead of time. And that's why a human being. And that's why you see people every day, they write out plans. Because they believe that since there is life, human nature, there must be hope.
All right. Sorry, at this point, I'd like to let you know that we go to the studios right now to get some reactions from people on their expectations for 2019. The first one is coming from Patrick Abambo, President, CEO, Security Watch Africa Initiatives. According to him, 2019 is going to be a deciding year for Nigeria and Nigerians. Security will take front burner in the affairs of the nation. Build up to the general elections will aggravate the current security situations and throw up some new challenging security issues. The insurgency and terrorism issues in the northeast and Zamfara state will continue to be around. There will be kidnapping of some high-profile personalities, particularly politically exposed persons, and kidnapped for ransoms. These will be sponsored by some disgruntled, unpatriotic, and criminally minded politicians aimed at scoring political points and gaining some ground. The government and Nigerians at all levels must resist this. Let's quickly react this before we go further, please.
He is coming across like a pastor, a priest, an evangelist.
Kind of prophetic.
Yes. This is being prophetic in every sense of what he has just said. That we do expect that things will happen. Of course, Nigeria's security system is highly vulnerable, and it has been a problem to this particular administration that they have not been able to contain the insurgents. We have actually baptized terrorism in different forms. There's insurgents, there is a banditry, there is harassment, there is a cattle hustlers. All manner of name has been given to terrorism in this country. And then his expectations is real. If a retired chief of defense staff could be murdered on the road, killed, and those.
All right. Let's quickly take the second reactions from people right away before we move on.
Well, this one is coming from Mrs. Eboluwa Anozie, cancer care specialist. She says her expectations in 2019 are peaceful and credible elections, while being hopeful that whoever emerges president already has plans to move the country forward in the midst of recession. My prayer is to see huge improvements in both the health and education sectors. I am expecting our leaders to lead us with utmost integrity, devoid of corruption. We need to get back our lost glory.
All right, let's quickly take the last one before we react finally. This one is coming from Akinwale Kasali, businessman. I want my aspirations to come to reality by being a force to reckon with in my field. I expect the nation to move from the cadre of developing countries to a developed one with the economy being stabilized. The forthcoming election should be free and fair with no chaos or bloodshed before and after the elections. No matter the results, the party at the center should be sportsmanly in any situation it finds itself after the election. Come 2019, I want the government to make power, infrastructure, housing, portable water, good roads available to Nigerians. There should be a paradigm shift in government with the people enjoying the dividends of democracy, stability in our economy, and good governance, and free and fair election and bloodless transition of power if the party at the center loses. Let's take this call before we move on. Hello, who is there? Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, I'm calling from
Chigozie. All right, Chigozie, you're welcome. Go ahead and talk to us.
Happy Christmas and happy New Year.
The same to you.
Yeah, same to you, brother.
For my contributor about the 2019 expectations, I'm talking about our economy, to rebrand our economy, at least $1 import to 50 naira. The problem in this country for me is to rebrand our economy. Bring kobo and naira, not the 1 naira, we're using 1 naira in paper, rebrand our economy. So that the poor will benefit it. So I'm expecting the government will change rebrand our naira. You know, what time like to restaurant to eat. A plate of food is 400, 500 naira. So let's us rebrand our economy.
Thank you very much, Chigozie. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, now, Sir Chris, could you quickly react to the last person that talked, talking about free election, not violent and all whatnot.
Good road, good water.
Yes, I want to join my support to the second and the last person, Mr. Anozie, and the last person. Their positions and their opinions, they are more wishful to Nigerians, which are what we like. The first position, the Abambu, the first person, spoke more, his position was more prophetic. Because most often, but there are some things we expect from leaders. In as much as we know that our security is very volatile and somehow vulnerable, we at times want the leaders in this country to preach peace. Let us not be too prophetic about violence and all that, because most of us here in Suicide are role models. There are some people we look up to. There are some people that when they come out to speak much about violence, people tend to appear uncomfortable with things that are moving. But if you come out just like the other person, wish Nigeria good elections. These things we are thinking that in this country, that after 2019 election, there will be violence. Me, myself, I believe there will be no violence. Nigerians have learned lesson. Nobody wants to lose his life. People will now queue in the line and conduct free and very credible election. The only thing, just like the last speaker said, we expect from the ruling party president is to be sportsmanly in the election. If they lose the election, let them take it like that. Just like the former leader, President Goodluck Jonathan, took it in 2015. And that was what made today the paved way for peace in this country. So I expect and I advise every Nigerian that the way those people who spoke, who made their New Year kind of opinions on New Year 2019 expectation, people should toe in that line, be at peace with your neighbor, be at peace with people around you, so that we will now together request or canvass for the obligatory role of the government. Because the government has not been doing their obligatory role.
All right, let's see.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Namaka.
Namaka, you're welcome. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Namaka, go ahead.
I'm a writer in Oka, and my petition for 2019. I want to excel more because 2018 was so rough in terms of business and financial wise. Nothing was moving. So I want 2019 to be better.
All right, thank you very much, Namaka. Kanayo, there's something the woman there, that review of comments by people really talked about improved health system. I've once had a chat with a medical doctor who is from Anambra State but came in from America. Yeah. According to him, he said that the budget that health sector is given in this country is nothing to write home about. That if you really want to get it right, we have to take care of this health sector. That is supposed to get very huge amount to fund the health sector. What's your take?
Yes. Before you lend your voice, you just joined it because she said the health and education sector. Yeah. And I think these two sectors are the sectors that are the least critical, when it comes to budget allocation.
You see, a healthy nation should be judged by the appearance of the people. A healthy nation actually is a developed nation. For instance, you talked about the guy that came in from the States. Yes, there are every provision made. One, we have the Medicare, we have the Medicaid. You saw when the Obama thing came up, the Obama bill on the health. The Obama bill on health is a situation where at the lower level, no matter the alignment, no matter the sickness, no matter what it is, that once you get to the hospital, you must be treated first. No deposit, nothing asked. The doctors will take care of you because they have seen that insurance, which is one of the biggest corporations in America, is involved in health sector, insurance. Once there is a car accident, whoever is involved in that car accident must go for treatment, and insurance comes in. Even if you don't have a policy, whoever is involved from the other end must have a policy, and it takes over. So now, education in this country is being so undermined. You can see now they are doing some strike. What are they asking for? They are saying that we don't have money for research, we are not paid our money, we are not doing this. So a whole lot of things that should have been put in place for our educational facilities to continue to match the world standard.
All right. The woman is actually, I think, is a cancer activist.
Yes.
The one that spoke about health. And when we look at our country, Nigeria, when somebody is suffering from cancer, give the person 6 months to 1 year.
That's
and the person is normal.
That's what I'm saying.
And we all know that. Is there not do we have a possibility of getting it right in our health sector?
Of course, there's enough money in this country that if we actually want to bring in equipment, energy must be there, because you can't conduct a proper diagnosis without a good energy functioning in any hospital at all. So, and this cancer equipments for running the test and actually diagnosing and then doing the applications for the drug comes in with those experts, and then you must have provision for research. That's what the university dons are saying. We don't have good money to carry out research. Cancer is being researched in different forms in America today, that when somebody is actually diagnosed of cancer, it doesn't remain his own, it becomes a state issue. You must be treated. You must be treated. So those cancer, there are some foundations, people who are actually donating to.
Actually, I've seen shops where there's people donate to shops.
Yes.
And those shops sell the products, and the monies are used for these patients. Not just that, even heart diseases, all these terminal diseases.
So that is the area this country has not actually looked into, because medical tourism has taken over in this country. Even when the president was sick, he has to go to UK to get treated.
All right, let's see who's here. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead, your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you there?
It's not getting.
All right,
So,
Sir Chris, let me come to you. It's it's one thing for us to come here and talk about issues, and it's another thing for these issues to get solved. We have been talking time and time again about the economy of Nigeria, about the health state of the country, the education state of the country, and people come to lend their voices. We talk about it time and time again. And most of the people who are responsible, who are at the helms of affair in this department or ministries, leave the country and see how it is on the other side. What exactly is the problem? My question is, why is it difficult for us to get it right here? Why can't we just get it right? Why?
Well, it's very simple. That's ABC. We've not developed the mindset of giving out good governance in all facets of the economy, on all levels of government and leadership. Just like we normally say, you go to list, exclusive list, concurrent list, residual list. All those things, this person will be dodging away. Just like 2 days ago, I was going to one community. I found out the entire community has been cut off. And this will keep on blaming that it was job of a federal government because they have a federal agency there along that road. Now the state government is saying, okay, federal, waiting for federal government, let them do the road because since there's a federal agency there. So all these benefits, in fact, it's a blame game. And secondly, mostly Nigerians are people who believe in psychophancy. They want to do something that will be seen, just like this structure now. Health is not structural. Education is not structural. If somebody might have a PhD or a professor, you just see him walking, maybe entrance, taxi, or Okada. But people in government want a situation where they will pass and say, I was one who built this thing during my tenure, without developing human capacity, which are the bedrock of development. You understand?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please, if you really... Hello, good morning, go ahead.
I'm speaking from Paul.
Your name?
What is your name?
I'm Onyoma CY.
Koyama CY, go ahead.
My name is Onyoma CY.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
And I'm very, very interested in what people are discussing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
According to the last figure,
Yes, go ahead, and go ahead. Go ahead.
it is the mindset that is worrying in Nigeria from our political leaders. No matter what is done from America, anywhere at all, Nigerian leaders can never allow that to work well for Nigerians.
All right, thank you, Onyoma.
All right, it really falls back to what we are saying. Your expectations. It's supposed to be a two-way thing. When you expect from government equally expects from you. Okay, you were saying
so. Just like in this health sector, so a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, as McCann has rightly said. But the government, they are not interested. Because why? This is an avenue where some of them, some of the leaders see it as a place where they can add more flesh to their pockets.
What do we do?
What we need to do is that we need to vote in serious people. Develop policies. Have good people in the legislature. Have good people in every arms and tiers of government so that they can be able to help entrench these rules. For instance, if you're a director in a civil service, there will be a benchmark that you and none of your family will go outside for a health, a medical checkup abroad. People will stop it. And all these things you see, like process of this chemotherapy, when you talk about cancer, the machines, yes, they are costly. The Nigerian government can provide them because they are not as costly as life.
I want to be very neutral. Very, very neutral. We're talking about putting in leaders who are good in every arms of government. We know ourselves as Nigerians that we are so we love power. We want to hold on to it, cling to it, make the whole money we want to make, and just leave. What is the solution? Because when we talk about putting good people, I mean, that I want to vote this particular person because I know if this person gets inside, my family would enjoy. we want to make Nigeria work.
Okay,
I am not in any party.
Okay, yes. The way we are going to make Nigeria work is that the judiciary must be strengthened. The judiciary must be, institution where there's consequences for actions taken by the civil servant or we ordinary Nigerians. The law, if actually the Constitution, which is the law, says that you don't do this and it is done, you go to jail. You see? So, because there's no law, there's law, but there's no law in this country. Otherwise, all these killings would have stopped. Because there's law. A little guy who the mother in Yemen was denied visa to join with the father, died, and you see what the consequences is now in America. Yeah. People are actually saying because this boy died as a result of not uniting the mother with the father, and those are the things that happen. But the woman has been issued with a visa now to travel. But you see the build-up of the agitation to the government of the United States. So now, if, for instance, our government and the judiciary, that judicial aspect of it, because you see, Donald Trump don't toy with the Department of Justice in America. He issues an order, somebody takes him to court, the judges take the decision. Okay? Just like the state of Maryland say you will see it written, we welcome immigrants. But Donald Trump doesn't want immigrants. Look at what he's doing. He shut down, this is the 10th day, he shut down the border. Because those at the helm of affairs, by the 4th of next month, which is January 2019, the new House will be convened. And then the Democrat will have the majority there. He's facing a big problem. Problem in the sense that they know they are making the law. And because that law is guiding even the executive and the other arms. So then they do the proper thing. A system has not been actually enthroned in this country. Right. If we have a good system, if we have a good system, you look forward to that system and you grow into that system, you operate in that system. But there's no system in this country.
All right. Please, for want of time, we'll be rounding off now. But before we do that, there's something I think it's important. This is our elections around the corner. What do we expect the citizens to do? Because we've talked about, putting in or trying to put in the right leaders in positions where they're supposed to be. The part of the citizens, what do we about concerning voter card, getting your voter card? Some people, they are all maybe lying down in offices there, So what's your take concerning that? Talk to our people before we begin to round up.
All right. My take to that, as we just asked, let every sector do their job. For instance, in this country, we have a National Orientation Agency, which the government established for them to be the basic agency that needs to give orientation to Nigerians concerning all these their civic responsibilities. Then communities too, the media. It is not just a one-way thing. Let every sector join hands together and give orientations to people. Now, I think from 10 years, 15 years, 5 years ago, Nigerians are becoming politically aware. It wasn't like as it was in 2007, 2011, and 2015. People are getting interested in politics these days. But the basic thing is that most often they're only interested in campaigns. But during the voting, somebody who is campaigning, joining somebody now to campaign maybe at Anambra or Oka or any other place, but he registered as a voter at Lagos. At the end of the day, he may be here during the day of the voting, losing that vote here because he registered as a voter. He could not be able to either put it or migrate it to a place where he will be during the election. So we're expecting that government should also do their work by providing basic amenities so that people will feel at home supporting government. If you now ask them to pay tax, they will pay their tax, hoping that government will provide the basic things they need for stability to reign in the country.
All right, we must appreciate you so much. Honorable Kanayo Obidibo, for coming on the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We also thank you, Sir Chris Chikwelo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, and thank you, viewers.
And to our viewer out there, we so much appreciate you for your time here. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back after now.